Welcome to Hockey Whiz Talks podcast. In this podcast, I'll be updating you on the conference finals in the NHL playoffs. In this podcast, I update you on the conference finals, as well as the league leaders left in the Stanley Cup Playoffs. In the Eastern Conference Finals between the Florida Panthers and Carolina Hurricanes, the Florida Panthers lead 2-0. Florida jumped out to an early lead in the first period 2-1 thanks to a power play goal by Carter Verhaeghe and a goal by Aaron Ekblad. Then AJ Greer scored to make the game 3-1. Florida would tack on two more goals in the third period before Carolina scored for a 5-2 final score. Sergei Bobrovsky made 31 saves in the victory for Florida to put the Florida Panthers up 1-0 in the series. Game 2 was all Florida. They dominated from the start, jumping out to an early 3-0 lead and never looked back, winning by a final score of 5-0. Sergei Bobrovsky made 17 saves for a shutout. The series now shifts to Florida, with the Panthers having a commanding 2-0 lead in the series. In the Western Conference Finals between the Edmonton Oilers and Dallas Stars, the Dallas Stars lead the series 1-0. Game 1 of the series was all but predictable. Edmonton had a 3-1 lead in the third period, but Dallas had a carryover power play, and Miro Heiskanen scored a quick power play goal to cut the deficit to 3-2. Edmonton ran into penalty trouble, and Dallas took advantage, scoring two more power play goals in the third period to take a 4-3 lead. Tyler Seguin added an insurance marker, and Esa Lindell scored an empty netter to cap off the comeback for a 6-3 final. Game 2 is today at 8 p.m. and Edmonton would definitely want to get retribution for their third period collapse in Game 1. And now a word from our sponsor. Check out my scouting blog at hockeywiz777scouting.com. Listen to my scouting blog podcast on podcasters.spotify.com/pod/show/hockeywiz777scouting. Important team stats. The Florida Panthers have scored 55 goals for versus 31 goals against. That's a 3.93 goals for per game versus 2.21 goals against per game. Edmonton has 46 goals for versus 40 goals against. That's a 3.83 goals for per game versus a 3.33 goals against per game. Carolina has 36 goals for versus 28 goals against. That's a 3.00 goals for per game versus a 2.33 goals against per game. Dallas has 40 goals for per game versus 41 goals against per game. That's a 2.86 goals for per game versus 2.93 goals against per game. Edmonton leads the league in shots per game versus shots against per game. They have 32.3 shots per game versus 27.3 shots against per game. Carolina is next with 31.8 shots per game versus 23.4 shots against per game. Florida has 27.6 shots per game versus 23.9 shots against per game. Dallas has 25.1 shots per game versus 31.4 shots against per game. Dallas has the best power play percentage in the playoffs at 34.9%. Florida is the next best team at 27.3%. Then Edmonton at 25.9%. And Carolina is dead last at 25.6%. Florida has the best PK percentage at 88.9%. Next best team is the Dallas Stars at 84.8%. Then Carolina at 82.9%. Edmonton is way down at the bottom at 62.2%. The team with the best faceoff percentage is Dallas at 51.7%, then Carolina at 51.1%, Edmonton is next at 49.2%, and then Florida is fourth at 45.4%. Check out my hockey blog at hockeywiztalkshockey.blogspot.com. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at hockeywiz777. Florida Panthers leaders. The points leaders are Eetuolas Turunen, Sam Bennett, and Carter Verhaeghe. All of these players have 13 points apiece. Matthew Tkachuk, Alexander Barkov, and Brad Marchand all have 12 points apiece. Sam Reinhart has 11, and Anton Lundell has 10. Sergei Bobrovsky is 10-4 with a 2.13 GAA, a .910 save percentage, and 3 shutouts in the postseason. Carolina Hurricanes points leaders are Seth Jarvis, who has 12, Sebastian Aho has 11, Andrei Svechnikov has 10, and Shane Gostisbehere has 8. Frederik Andersen is 7-4 with a 2.01 GAA and .907 save percentage, including 1 shutout. The Dallas Stars points leader in the postseason is Mikko Rantanen, who has 20. Roope Hintz and Thomas Harley both have 11. Mikael Granlund has 9, and both Tyler Seguin and Wyatt Johnston have 8 apiece. Jake Ottinger is 9-5 with a 2.51 GAA and .917 save percentage this postseason. The leading point scorers this postseason for the Edmonton Oilers are Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, who both have 19 apiece. Evan Bouchard has 13 points, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has 11 points, and Zach Hyman has 8 points. The Edmonton Oilers have went with the goaltending tandem of Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard. Calvin Pickard is 6-0 with a 2.84 GAA and .888 save percentage, whereas Stuart Skinner is 2-4 with a 3.39 GAA and .872 save percentage, including 2 shutouts. Listen to Hockey Whiz Talks podcast on Podbean and Spotify. It will be interesting to see who wins the conference finals and who moves on to the Stanley Cup finals. In my next podcast, I'll be making predictions on the regular season awards, and I'll also be talking about the NHL draft order after playoff eliminations.